Hi, this is your lady, Jen Kageha, for those who are meeting me for the first time. If you are new, please remember to subscribe, like my videos. Stay with me, you will get the best out of it. I've received a lot of recommendations, or rather inputs concerning my previous videos on attitude. Do you remember attitude part 1, attitude diseases part 1 and attitude diseases part 2? And from all that, I've come to gather that attitude is just everything. You like it or not, it is everything. And today I've just lined up something about attitude and relationships. When I talk of relationships, I don't mean only marriage or girlfriend-boyfriend relationships. I also mean any kind of relationships in terms of work-related, day-to-day relationships or encounters. And I want to say that attitude is a choice. Just before you continue, please subscribe. Why do we keep talking about relationships? The reason is that relationships are in every day of our lives. They contribute to 100% of our lives. Let us look at work relationship. This is where you're working somewhere. Maybe you're the boss or you are the employee, and your relationship, boss-employee relationship, is not good. This means that it will affect your daily activities. It will affect your daily work. You will not be productive because it will be a lot of arguments. You will not want to do what you need to do. But if you are in a good, you have a positive attitude, you are looking at life positively, then it means that you will be in a very good relationship. You will be growing the company, or rather, whatever that you are doing, you will be giving your best. And this helps in growing the economy. You can imagine an employer to employee with poor relationships, and this employee keeps on thinking that maybe this employer is not doing the best for them, and yet maybe the employer is doing the best. They have maybe some good thoughts about them, they have good intentions about them, but when that employee thinks that my employer doesn't have good intentions, maybe she just wants to overwork me, or they want to just get the best out of me, but they're not at all for good, then it means it will affect your productivity a big deal. Let's look at attitude in a relationship, and this one I want to specify in a marriage. I know I'm not a marriage counselor, but I just want to imagine that in a marriage, when one party believes that maybe the other party is cheating on them, it will deeply affect their marriage, in that one party might just decide to be very negative, and maybe it is not even true. Yeah, it might be true or not true, but when that party decides to base their thoughts, their planning, all their energy negatively towards the other party, just because they have carried that attitude, that negative attitude that this other party is not for this relationship, or maybe they believe that maybe they won't stay together for long, it will affect all their life, in that they are planning. You will see that they are planning. This one party is not ready maybe to invest, because they think that they are not going to stay with this person for long. Or maybe they think that if they invest together, they might not, something may come up later and they disagree, only for them to stay for the rest of their lives together. And you find that they might delay even investing. This will even trickle down to their children, in that the children will be seeing what is happening, how one party behaves to the other party. And this will be registered deep down them. And when they grow up, you will find that most of the time they tend to follow what they've been seeing rather than what they are being taught. You might be a very wonderful parent, but the way you show your children what to do, the way you act in the house, the way you behave to your other party, the other party, matters a lot, because they are picking that, because they adore you guys. They adore both the parties, and when they adore the parties, then they will want to simulate what they are doing when they grow up in future. So realize that it really affects marriages, and it affects future relationships. The type of children we are bringing, the way we are conducting our lives, they just follow. Looking at maybe neighbor relationship or relative relationships, some negative attitude, you might think negatively towards your neighbor or your relative, and you start believing deep in you that maybe they've had to go to a mganga, or they've had to do witchcraft, maybe for them to reach where they are, or they have gone to the mganga for you, and that's why you are not progressing. This can really affect relationships, in that when you start believing like that, you start seeing that person in a different perspective. Your attitude changes totally towards them. If it was a close relative, if it was a neighbor, somebody starts hating them from nowhere, just believing that they have done something that is not good for them. So it might end up destroying relationships, destroying the good neighborhood that you had, and end up being a relationship that is quarrelsome, and even it might lead to fighting, to negative aspects of life. As I conclude, attitude is just a choice. You either think positively or negatively. And our mind works in a twin kind of way, whereby whenever you encounter any kind of situation, one kind of mind will tell you, do this. The other one will tell you not to do that. So it is you to choose. It is you to build up the kind of attitude you want to grow up with. If you decide to have a positive attitude, well and good, then the results will be positive. If you decide to follow the negative attitude, but to you, that is your choice. You will not have anyone to blame. So I know sometimes it's hard, but choice, and choices have consequences. I'm looking upon you to give me a subscription. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Be blessed. Remember to click on like, subscribe, and give me a comment down there. I'll be more than glad. Thank you so much.